President Donald Trump announced that the U.S. successfully struck 3 Iranian nuclear facilities, Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. I hope I'm saying those right. This is a significant military escalation. We haven't seen this in decades. If you're a truck driver watching this, I know exactly what's going through your mind right now. Could this be World War III? My name is Jeff. I've been a CDL truck driver for over a decade and trading options for well over 3 years. When I heard this news, my heart dropped. I'm going to break this down for you, trucker to trucker. Let me give you my thoughts. I don't think Iran is a real military threat to the U.S. What scares me is their ties to China. What happens if China decides that this crossed the line? Here are facts you need to know. China and Iran, they have connections. China buys about 1.7 to 1.8 million barrels of Iranian oil per day. That's a lot of oil. They have a 25-year strategic partnership agreement with Iran. So this is very, very important for them. They're watching this super close. What does this mean for truckers? If this escalates and disrupts those shipping lanes, fuel prices will spike. Your cost to haul freight just got more expensive, but that's not the worst case scenario. The nightmare scenario is waking up 600 plus miles away from home with no cell service, finding out the U.S. was just attacked by a nuclear weapon. And, the interstates, they're shut down, roads are blocked or damaged. You encounter apocalyptic traffic. I've been stuck in Florida traffic during hurricane evacuations, and that would be child's play compared to what nuclear fallout traffic would look like. There'd be no traffic lights, no GPS, no cell phones, no decent form of communication. So all of this stuff scares the daylights out of me. This is why when I leave home, I like to leave as if I'm not coming back. So I have protocol. Here's my protocol. And if this is appealing to you, I would recommend you implement this yourself. Water supply, that's first. On screen, you are in observance of a photo of my home, of my actual water supply. I always leave 2 months minimum of water for my family because water in the hierarchy of life comes second. Air, you need within 4 minutes of not breathing, you're brain dead. Water, within 2 or 3 days of not consuming water, you're gone. Sleep comes next, and then food. You can fast for weeks. So air and water, we need that first. And I make sure my family has water for sure. I also stock my pantries. Then in terms of finances, I leave a little bit of cash and my credit card with my queen, my love, my lady. Communication is very difficult to establish a backup plan because we're drivers. How else could we can't send a letter. Like, we have to call. We have to depend on satellites. You need to establish a rendezvous point beyond just your house. The worst feeling in the world is knowing your family needs you, but you're hundreds of miles away with no way to get home. I'm too much of a family man to accept that level of helplessness. I try to be proactive. I try to implement situational protocol. I'm preaching to the choir. If you're on the road right now, call home. Make sure they know where you are and you know where they are. Top off your fuel tank because you don't know what's coming after this. Keep extra cash on hand. Know your alternate routes home just in case major cities, major highways, you can't get through. Those are simple little tiny little protocols that you could try to implement right now. I'm not just a trucker. I'm also a trader and investor. And one of the thoughts that occurred to me is like, what does this mean for my money? What does it mean for the market? There's one key thing that you need to understand, and it's called a run-on. Let's step back. You know how during COVID, everyone panicked and bought all the toilet paper? That created an artificial shortage. The same thing can happen with banks, where everyone tries to withdraw all of their money at once. The same thing could happen to gas stations where everybody panic buys and try to get fuel, which creates this shortage. And it also applies in the stock market where everyone tries to sell all their positions and extract their cash all at once. Institutions understand that people in panic mode, they create this hoard mentality where they're in scarcity and they try to extract their money from the stock market, extract money from the bank. They know this. So they have systems in place to where they try to throttle that, to boggle you down, to prevent a systematic collapse. This is what you can expect. Your banking app might mysteriously stop working. The brokerage platform that you use, it'll stop working too, or it won't work as fast as you want it to. When you call the broker, the phone will ring off the hook. They won't answer you. They'll say, hey, due to high volume of calls, we can't answer the call or whatever. Like, they're just trying to throttle people from creating a systematic failure event that It may be real, but because of the horde mentality, it can be manufactured. Now, I'm going to share something that might sound crazy. Hear me out. This is a conspiracy of mine, and this is me just fantasizing. I'm not saying this is actual factual, but what if the 2020 pandemic was practice? Think about it. Lockdowns, the curfews, only essential workers could leave the house, like truck drivers, like we were allowed to leave. Mass treatment of vaccines. What if governments were just stress testing to see how their country can handle total shutdown? Their country can handle radiation shots. I'm not saying this is fact, as a reminder. This is just me thinking out loud. If the world gets into a nuclear war, that was probably a test to see what it would feel like. These are definitely uncertain times, and it seems that we're slowly inching closer and closer to World War III, but the future is unknowable. All of this stuff can blow over and nothing happens. This situation might not escalate, but it's better to be prepared for the worst and have it turn out fine than to be unprepared when your family needs you the most. My heart goes out to every truck driver out there right now. You're the backbone keeping this country moving, especially during times like this, and I hope you've taken the provisions to protect yourself. Now, let me go over this chart real quick. This news might be a negative event for the market. I'm about to share with you what I perceive could happen. Sunday evening at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the futures market will open, and this might create a massive sell-off. Okay, so on screen right now, you are looking at SPY. And I've got the daily chart on my upper right corner, the hourly chart on my upper left corner, and on the bottom left corner is a 5-minute chart, and the bottom right corner is a 1-minute chart. The 1-minute chart is what I do my scalping on, but I keep all 4 of these up so I have a big picture view. So when I'm in and out of the market scalping, I'm using the 1-minute chart. But let's take a look at this top right corner over here, the daily chart. Okay, because it's very important. I don't know the future. The future is unknowable to me, but based on this chart right here, I think that it's possible that we have further selling to go. So you see this dashed green line across? That dashed green line is from May 19, 2025. It's the high of that day. That's the highest high that price reached on that day. And this level, it serves as a floor and or a ceiling, depending on if price is above it or if price is below it. So if you follow my mouse, let's start to the far left of the screen. Price rose up to May 19th, and then from May 19th, this is a pivot. It fell back down, and on May 23rd, price bounced back up, breached the highs of May 19th, and went above to about June 11th. And from June 11th, price has been on this downtrend. And as of June 20th, which was Friday's last session, price has officially closed below this key level right here. And because it closed below this key level right here, this key level has just become a ceiling, if you will. Now, with this negative news, this is not positive information at all. It's possible that price continues to fall because it closed below this ceiling, and then now we have negative news to carry the momentum further down. That's why I suspect that on Monday, come the Monday close, this could be a gap down, and it might sell back up. Price might rise back up for further selling to the downside. Once price starts to rise back up, institutions and big players, they might have more shares to sell because they can't sell everything all in one day. They have too much inventory. So they might allow price to bid back up and then sell some more. So that's what I'd be looking for coming on Monday because of this negative news with America attacking Iran, and Iran has ties to China, and China cares because Iran supplies China a good chunk of its oil. So China has interest in how well Iran is performing economically. My name is Jeff. If you would like to connect with me, go down to the link in the description, and you could either join the Truckers Who Trade community, or you can request to be one of my clients. Much like in trucking, where you had a trainer ride along shotgun with you, you can book me for a 6 to 8 week ride along where I help you with all this trading stuff if that's what you're interested in. I'm very selective with the clients that I work with, but if you're interested, link down in the description. Book a call with me and we'll have a conversation. Stay safe out there. Control your risk. Know your exit before you enter. Manage yourself. And remember, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Happy trading, happy driving. Let's get through this together. Keep your fingers crossed because we don't need the worst to happen. It won't be good for anyone involved.